Hey, it's me, Chris. How's it going? How you doing? I'm here on the internet, on the YouTube, looking like a little kid because the table is up really high, and I'm like, "Hey, the table, how's it going?" Um, well, I'm gonna draw names today. What do you think about that? Look at this. I found the official iPad Nano cloth that people are like, "You can only use that one, or it's gonna die." I lost it for a long time, so I used whatever, and it didn't die. Oh, it's probably been almost a year since I've had it. Anyway, I feeling a little extra flustered, a little crazy. I was trying to finish something new that I've been working on to announce it during the stream, but I'm going to announce it anyway, even though it's not fully ready, but it will be a little bit later today. I just finished putting together vector texture 2 shapes library for Adobe Fresco. I made the first one a while back, and people seem to like it, and it's, I guess really the only way to get some authentic texture into Adobe Fresco and use it as vector graphics. So, um, there's some all kinds of stuff in there. There's some halftone patterns, there's lots of grit, lots of grime. I made it using actual, like, ink and stuff like that. I made a whole bunch of materials when I was working on a brush set for Envato, so I took all these, like, ink textures and brush marks and scans of all this old stuff and made them into a new pack. So this will be available in my shop, I believe later today, maybe right after the live stream if I can, finish it up in time. So, check that out. I think you're gonna like it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Um, what else? I think that's the only product thing I'm gonna mention today. I do have some other new stuff in the shop, and I should say, you could use the promo code LIVE to get a discount off of your order. So if you wanna grab that Vector Texture 2 pack, later today, you could use the promo code LIVE. But if you are a patron or a channel member, you get a better discount, so make sure you check your perks for that. And speaking of which, all of the official Piascik patrons and YouTube members get their name drawn and included in all the videos I make while they are active. So shout out to all these heroes making this happen. I'm already coughing. Did you guys hear the crazy sound this water bottle made? It sounded like a filter in a fish a water fish tank. Fish tank. All right, I'm gonna get it together shortly. In other news, I released not one, but two bonus videos this week. I think possibly because I was a little flustered because the recent videos haven't been doing that well. Apparently, you guys aren't watching my videos anymore. Anyway, the first lettering tips was a panic one, but the other video I released last night was actually because I saw this, new feature in Illustrator in the beta version that, like, allows you to take a 2D image and, like, rotate it, and I was really curious about it, so I was like, "You know what? I'll film a quick video trying it out." So, that you can check that out, not right now, after this, but just want you to know there's 2 extra videos on there. So, check that out. And one other YouTube thing I noticed that there's this community thing, and I thought the community was just my, like, post tab, because I think that's what they used to call it, but apparently, subscribers who have been a subscriber for at least a week can post there. You can even post images, and then I was thinking, that might be a cool way to submit things for possible reviews in, upcoming videos where I review and critique, your work like I've done in the past. So, I don't know. If you're a subscriber, post something so we can see if it works. Um, also, I'm probably gonna do. actually, I'm definitely gonna do another Stinktober prompt list for October. So maybe you could post your, Stinktober stuff there, and we could all see it. That would be fun, right? Okay. I think that's all I want to say. Yes. Let's switch over to my iPad so I can start drawing. Haha. Caleb Mark Mueller, you said you were sitting here watching my favorite brushes video. That's an oldie, and you got the notification that I'm live. That's awesome. Glad that that worked out. Skippy, channel moderator, said smash the thumbs, and I support that wholeheartedly. I'm gonna put up this little animation too. Where I'm gonna start drawing names. The first name on the list is Chrissy Waters. Thank you, Chrissy. I'm gonna turn on some background jams, get this party started. Jenna is fired up for Stinktober. I'm glad to hear. I gotta start working on the updated prompts list. Let's just write down the name like I always do so that I can refer to it, make sure I didn't spell anything. I think because Chrissy is very similar to Chris, I gotta make sure that I don't try to sneak an H in there. All right, what are we gonna do? I think because we got these like wiggly letters with the C and the two S's and then the Y, maybe we could play around with that. Maybe like, I don't know. I'm getting warmed up, okay? Stop bothering me. Stop being like, what are you doing? Because I don't know what I'm doing right now. Could connect those two S's maybe? I know I complain about the music all the time. And it's like, you know, I'm the one who put it here. And, you know, it's tricky because it's like I have to use like the Epidemic Sound subscription or whatever, which is pretty good. It's just like hard finding stuff. But like because I rushed to put this together, like this is not the kind of song that you start a live stream. Like this is like, I don't know, an epic montage where something has happened. And that's not the vibe that I'm going for. Right now, we're just trying to get into it and trying to make something happen. Okay, this is, you know, it's a little messy because I've been sketching it, trying to figure it out, but I do think, especially because your last name is Waters, it's got that watery flow. I think that, like these two S's looping into each other is a cool situation that sort of feels like water. That's not it. The tricky part is the, like I want the Y to sort of fit in there too. So let's see if we can do that. Then this S can tuck like that. So I think we needed to do it backwards maybe so that we can make sure that there's room for the other letters. It might be too tight like that. I do like how they're getting pinched a little bit. I know it's hard to like see right now because of the outlines and like the sketchiness, but when the letters are filled in, I think it's gonna work. You're just gonna have to trust me. Caleb Mark Mueller, you said you just got an iPad and recently downloaded Fresco, learning so much from you. That is so great to hear. I'm so glad. I've got tons of videos about that kind of thing. All right, what can we do for Waters? I wanted to just focus on the first name. Usually I'll work on them in tandem, but because it got a little tricky, I do want to go with the water vibe, so maybe having like a baseline that is curved a little bit could help. All right, let's see if we can do something with this. Teak Sip Time, you said what's Stinktober? So there's like this thing called Inktober where there's tons of drawing prompts, or started from the Inktober one, where you do like a drawing every day for the month of October. And the past couple of years, I've done one called Stinktober, which is just a stupid joke on Inktober. And I'm gonna do a new one. So that's what it is. That's my prompt list for the month of October of drawing prompts. This right here is the tricky part because I'm trying to like fit so many letters into one spot. I think we gotta figure this out first because I keep trying to make it work and it's confusing. So let's just do this section first. All right, let's fill these in and see how chaotic it is. And then we can make an assessment from there. Okay, I think it's gonna be cool because we can touch up some spots, but it does have that like almost water vibe that I was thinking about. No, I gotta make sure the rest of these letters match because I'm kind of doing them a little different. Valiant Brat, you said, funny how I was only able to afford the 11-inch iPad Air when hungry. When I went to New York, I realized I could have bought 13 for less money because your taxes are crazy. Man, yeah, that's that's kind of a bummer. I feel like I thought the prices were gonna get crazy for Apple stuff because of tariffs, but turns out Apple just needed to present the president with a golden statue and tell him that he's great and that he didn't have to have the tariffs because nothing matters apparently. Okay, so we got that T connection. I think I want to break that up a little bit. If you're new here and you're like, hey, he's not going to be able to do that. He's going to be doing one the whole time. The first one is slow because I got to get warmed up. It's like, first thing in the morning. But we're gonna get there. I gotta bring the bottom of this S down a little bit further because I don't want this T to read like a Y because that's split, so I think it's okay there. This brush is too small. I think that's what is making this tricky. Realizing that we need some extra size on this R, because of that. This is what happens when you start trying to go to final before you have a sketch that's ready. But listen, we're improvising. We're making it happen. We'll get there. It's got to have the water-like feel anyway. It's got to be imperfect. There's a chance we might be still sketching right now. And then we'll revise once more based on this. Sometimes that happens, because sometimes you need to do like a tighter line to figure out where the problems are, and you can't really figure that out right away. So I think I might treat this lower part like I'm still sketching. And then we can find the problem areas and fix them up real quick. Okay, let's merge this together and look at it as a whole and be like, okay, what it's not bad, but it feels a little disjointed. So just gonna quickly try to make some of this flow a little bit better. So I think I want these two to kind of flow into each other, but taper like a little, or it like almost breaks. This song's ridiculous. This whole playlist is ridiculous. I need a what is it called? A epidemic sound curator, someone who like understands these musicians that I don't know. Because it's hard to like just spend the time going on there. All right, Chrissy Waters, this looks like a splash of water. I hope you like it. Next up is Tyler Poole. I'm going back to the old mix. Tyler Poole with an E. Tyler Poole. All right, Tyler Poole. What are we gonna do? That's the real question. I don't know. I'm just playing around at the moment, seeing if anything inspires me. Script kind of fun, but Poole is trickier. I mean, it does look like two eyeballs, but I don't know what those eyeballs would be doing. If we did script, could do something like that. Then we got the P situation. P's are always tricky. Let's see if this came over like that, down like that. This could be something. This is looking kind of cool. Like the angles. Maybe we could just make it like kind of like a shaky badass script, if you know what I mean. Because I don't know what I mean. I think this could be pretty cool. I think the top of the L comes up a little too high. I think if we shorten that, it'll fix some of the other problems. Let's see. All right, I think we can make something happen with this. Let's just commit. I mean, I feel like we've got to stay a little bit loose with it to not lose the energy, so I don't want to overly sketch it. I'm gonna start with this L because that's sort of like the problem area currently. Gotta turn down the smoothing so I can get. I'm gonna redraw it with the smoothing off so I can get that more shaky line that I wanted. No Soul, no problem. You said, have you done much letter form animation, like morphing all letters into different shapes, types? If so, has that been something you have found to be easier, doing frame by frame or in After Effects? I have done a lot of that, especially for client work. I remember I did a whole campaign for McDonald's morphing lettering into like different foods and then like back into other stuff and like I've done a lot of that stuff. I'm a frame by frame animator. I actually don't know how to use After Effects at all. I've tried a few times and then gave up, realizing that it's not for me. It's not the way I think. But yeah, I do it all frame by frame. For me, that works better, and I think it works better with my style and like the hand-drawn nature to it. It has a specific energy when you animate frame by frame that kind of goes well with the style. I'm going to shorten this loop a little bit. The good Chad, you said your recent hyperfocus has been making beats, so I'll just share mine. Yes, please do. We can have the good Chad DJ my live streams. And he'll have to have like one of those things. Or maybe I do, where it's like mustard on the beat, but I'll be like, good Chad on the beat, but it'll sound cooler when I do it. Or I'll be like, another one. What's the other one? What are we thinking? Oh, I'll like Kendrick. I'll be like, mustard. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'll do at the beginning of every live stream, but I won't say mustard. I'll say, good Chad. Oops, started drawing on the wrong layer. That's okay. Okay, I think this is pretty cool. I think it could use a little extra grit. So I want to do one quick thing. I'm just like add in a little bit of texture as a fill. What do we got here? I'm just gonna do this like and then turn this back on and then just kind of shift that like that. And then let's just do that one more where we just erase a little bit out of it so it's not perfectly white. So just all right, Tyler, I hope you like it. That one turned out cool. Go back to my sketchy brush, and the next on the list is Matt and Sarah. Technically that's two names, but there's not last names, so I will allow it. Hey, sip of water for this. Dude Ranchero said, let's stick with this music track, Chris. It's emblematic of Chris's channel. I don't know if I want this to be emblematic of my channel. All right, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? I don't know why I'm just defaulting to doing some wiggly letters. I think I like have that ampersand that I drew in there in my mind. These two T's in a row are annoying. That's annoying for you to have in your name, Matt. How dare you? Maybe. Maybe this is something. Let's see if we can figure it out. I like... There's some like connections here. Let's see if we can explore connecting them even more. How ridiculous can we make the connections? That's the real question. Sorry, I'm being quiet. I'm doing math calculations in my brain. And by math, it's not really math. I'm trying to I feel like my brain is solving mysteries of life. All right, first of all, let's straighten this out. And like one issue right off the bat is that it's like the shape doesn't feel right. Like it just sort of like wildly turns. So I think that overall shape probably needs to be a little bit more intentional. Maybe if we figure out a way to make the two T's something. Also, if you have questions, feel free to ask them, because I like to answer questions. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about what I like? I am extra crazy today. These things are always an AMA, meaning you can ask me anything you want in the whole world, and I will try to answer it. Like, hey Chris, how'd you get to be so crazy? It's a good question. I don't know. I was born this way. Jenna's asking me Steelers or Ravens. I can't even tell you who. Oh, I can. Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the fact that I know that you live in Baltimore was like a little helpful hint there, but I feel pretty happy of myself for knowing where those two teams are from. I don't have feelings on either. I don't even know, like, is football happening right now? That's a thing I don't know. Okay. We're oh, you know what we can do? We can like balance that angle by doing like a 3D thing this other way. And then it won't feel so crazy. Yep, that helps. Okay, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's use the vector for this so that I can get these lines to like flow nicely together and then vector trim stuff. So I'm going to use my VV Sharpie from my vector presets. And let's start with the ampersand. How long can we go? Gremlin all day. Gremlin. What's your favorite Aesop Rock song? Ooh, you know, It's hard for me to say because I feel like when there's like new things, I get into that. So I might be like, oh, but there's some like other ones that I really like more. And then there's other things where it's like I just like listened to it too much because I loved it so much. Like maybe None Shall Pass? But I don't know. Who knows? There's so many good ones. Julie Ann Guthrie, you said, Julie Ann Guthrie Smolson. That is so many names. I was seeing if you were on the list. I was going to panic. Thanks for the super chat, Ace Jarl. You are cutting the line. You are up next. If you didn't know, I do these first come, first serve from when I go live, and there is the ability to cut the line with a super chat of $20 and up, which just happened. We got a line cutter in the house. I didn't even read your question. I got so distracted by your name being long. You said, do ghosts exist in your world? I don't think so, but I have like, well, I don't know. You know, I used to live in this house that was really creepy and I didn't know why. And a friend of mine who was house sitting for me said that he saw something sketchy in the house. I never saw anything, but I did run up the stairs every time with that like crazy fear. You know the run that you do up the stairs. Something's gonna grab your butt on the way up. So I don't know. I have undecided feelings about that. But I like the leaning into the actual Ask Me Anything part of that. Jenna, you said buffalo chicken dip or soft pretzel. Absolutely soft pretzel. Buffalo chicken dip is a no-go for me. I don't like the whatever mayonnaise situation. I know it's not mayonnaise, whatever it is. Mayonnaise adjacent. It's all the same to me. I can't get down with that. It's disgusting. I have strong opinions about anything like mayonnaise, and you may think that's not like mayonnaise, but to me, it is. Okay, did we? Woo. We're gonna do the next one so fast you're not gonna believe it. And we're not gonna rush, it's just gonna happen fast because I'm gonna be in the zone. All right, let's do some weed whacking so we can see what this actually looks like. Jane McDonald, you said, would you rather fight a ghost or a shark? I would fight a shark for sure because you can't even, what am I gonna do with a ghost? I'm gonna punch it, my fist is gonna go right through it. With a shark, at least I can punch it, but I have also wild feelings about that. Like I am terrified of rats. I don't like them at all, and I would rather be chased by a large animal than a rat. And I know rats don't typically chase people, but like I'd rather throw down with the problem when you do long, epic, continuous lines like this, the vector trimming doesn't necessarily work because it has to be two separate lines. Anyway, I was saying something wild about a bear versus a rat, and the rat being scarier. Paula Duncan, you said, how do you separate your self-worth from your work? I don't know if I do, if we're being honest. I definitely feel like my work is me. So I don't know if that's healthy or not, but it is real. All right, we got to do some like actual erasing now because I was showing off doing really long lines, and then it made it so I couldn't vector trim easy. Illustrating, you said, here's a question on the turntable feature. Are you able to edit the frames afterwards, like how it added some gray fills? Yeah, it maintains the vector aspect. So like you can do anything you want to them. You could like select that gray and just delete it. You can edit the points. It all stays vector, so pretty cool in that regard. If you don't know what he's referring to, there's a new feature in the Illustrator beta where you can like take 2D art and rotate it, and I posted a video yesterday trying it out. So if you're interested, you can check that out. It brought up some kind of big questions about the Buttman character. If you don't know who the Buttman character is, I might be able to pull him up. There we go. I rotated him, and there was some questions that I didn't know I was going to have. Oh, forgot to close that line. Okay, let's duplicate this. And then on this one, let's fill it in. And then just connect to the points. December, and you said, are you going to put up the Stinktober prompts early so we can start getting crazy with it? I'm sure it's going to be fun like always. Yes, I will. I'm going to try to get those done as soon as I can. It's just crazy to me that we're close to October already. Okay, instead of filling in all those little pieces, what I'm going to do is just merge this down, and then I'm going to select outside of it, and then invert it, and then on a layer below, I can just fill that in all at once, and then I can just merge this all together. And there's just like one little spot that looked a little bit weird. There we go, Matt and Sarah. Hope you like it. Next up is Super Chatter, Ace Jarl. What are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do? Caleb Mark Mueller, you said unrelated to what you're doing here, but I'm curious what music you're into. I'm reasonably new to your channel, but I noticed an Idol shirt the other day. Good stuff. Yeah, Idols are one of my favorite bands. Actually, funny you asked, I made a playlist on Spotify and then made a cover for it for last Tuesday's video. And fun fact, it is the worst performing video that I have updated maybe since I started the channel. Nobody liked the video. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see it. And there was a question before about how do I separate that from my self-worth? I feel terrible, and you guys are all to blame because you were like, and then I go on the YouTube app and it's like regular subscribers are not interested in watching this. Oh, thanks, regular subscribers. I appreciate that. I spent a lot of time making this playlist for you, and I made a cover because you asked me about music, and then you're like, I don't care about you. So hey, watch that video. You got to pass because you are a new subscriber. And also, I know that it's like the YouTube algorithm maybe is just deciding who gets shown things, because like subscriber, it's the algorithm has changed it, so it's not like you may even see it automatically. I'm just experimenting here and see if I can connect letters, having fun, and got distracted being on a little tangent. AJ McCracken, you said, no way, I love that video in the playlist. So sad. It is really sad if we're being honest. It's just so sad that nobody cares about my playlist video. That doesn't look like an L. That looks like an E. All right, I liked what was happening at the beginning, and then I lost it. So let's just like reassess and see what we can do here. Like maybe the A goes like both ways, and then the J could kind of come off of that maybe. All right, let's see if this gets us somewhere. So it's just like little iterations, and then maybe you get somewhere cool. Or you try again. No Soul, no problem. You said, do you have recommended resources that you think everyone should check out that you found to be either inspirational and or educational? Well, in terms of inspiration, I did recently post a video about like my biggest inspiration, so that could be something. But resources, I don't know. I am working on a video about like, it's like 5 letters that you should follow, and they're like some people doing lettering that I think is really great. So that'll be out somewhat soon. Okay, so the first J issue is an issue. Okay, fix that. Pockets. Do you still find time to skate? I found you a while ago before I was into design. From your skate review. I have a dead channel. It's not really dead. I just don't post on it anymore. That was skating stuff, and that's what he's talking to. And just came across you again last week, searching tutorials. I don't have as much time, but I do try to somewhat regular. I might be tomorrow if all goes as planned. That channel is actually a little bit of what led to this channel. I originally started this channel just because I was trying to like boost my Skillshare classes, but I had the confidence to do it because I had that skating channel where I was like, you know, reviewing some products and stuff like that, and was getting surprisingly like good feedback from it. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Maybe I could do more of that. Okay. I think this like needs the 3D thing too, I think. But I think this can be cool. I kind of like it. I think when we tighten this up, this will be fun. I think I want it to like maintain the energy, so I'm gonna use the like classic anchor so it has like a little bit of grit to it. But I want it to be white lettering knocked out of black, so what I'm gonna do is just fill in a dark letter behind it so I can draw in white. Tealbot, you said, I have a background doing calligraphy, and when I'm doing hand lettering, I find myself not being able to break free from the structure and being precise with all my lines. Any advice? For me, I think of lettering. Lettering for me is like the same way I draw anything. And I don't know if that mindset helps if you separate it from writing and more about drawing and just using your knowledge of letter forms to help with that. But I think that might get you away from the perfection. It's just sort of like making a drawing, but you're using letters to do it, as opposed to writing something. Because I'm not writing, I'm drawing. And calligraphy is writing. Fancy writing, but still writing. Decide if I want this to where I want that to separate. I like having that little bit of a tail on there. Kind of like that connection. Let's do the 3D part and then, or like the outlined in 3D part, and then I can decide if I want to revise anymore. Wait a second, I need that there still. Okay. And there was so many questions, and I was like moving through them, and it felt like I was never going to, and then it went a little quiet. Got all these layers. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to do a layer on top and do some refinements. I like that it has a little bit of like a stamp vibe to it, and I might want to enhance that with some actual, making it look like a stamp. Let's merge this all down, and maybe I'll use like a Rizzo brush. Do another one that's like extra light. And then shift this one. And let's just grab a little bit of extra. Okay. And then I just want to make it a little bit darker, so cool. I like that. I hope you like it too. What is next? Pencil, where are you? Dave? Semb, Ben. Okay, what are we gonna do for Dave? All right, Dave. What can we do for you? Got an M in the middle. Not really in the middle. There's an M and a B. What if we, you know what we haven't done in a while? What if we start with a circle? That's a fun challenge. Let's do that. All right, and then let's I don't want it to look like a Pepsi logo, but I mean, it's almost like a yin yang or something. Okay, so if we went SEMBEN and then DAVE. Now, let's merge those down, and let's try to divide up the space. All right, I don't know if that was necessary. It may have been easier for me to just sort of try to wing it, but this one works kind of well because of the A and the V fit together nicely. Maybe we could do like a lowercase e here to use the curve. Okay, we can do it. Let's get rid of all this other stuff. The real question is, should we do it all as like one color, or should like one of them be knocked out of the shape, like a yin yang? Dave, do you want to be a yin yang? SEMBEN. Okay, just making sure I didn't mess anything up there. I think I'm gonna pull the circle back into the mix to use as like a. We're gonna carve the name out of the circle. That's the plan. Whoops, wasn't on the right layer. Okay, so I'm gonna use this shape, and we're gonna lower the opacity, and now I said I'm gonna erase it out of it, and I am, but to give myself a little bit more flexibility, I'm going to just draw in white on a layer above, and then I'll erase it out once I'm satisfied. Did anyone decide if this is gonna be a yin yang? A Semb yang? That doesn't make any sense. I needed to turn off that layer below so that I could focus on these letter forms a little bit better. I was getting a little busy visually. I didn't love this E that I had originally drawn. Okay. Oops. All right, we're gonna yin yang it. If I can stop noodling. All right, so now we can just load as selection and then erase it from that. And then we can get this shape back. So I think what I'll do is select that just like we did before. And then I'll fill that in. And just revise the bottom of Dave just a tiny bit to just match the curve a tiny bit better. I mean, I guess it did. I just wanted a little bit more space. Okay. The only tricky part here is we gotta just make it a little bit small to use this space. I'm gonna have to improvise a little bit, but it'll be fine. We can do it. I just looked up and saw Skippy say the squirrels are winning the war at the moment, and I want to know more. What did I miss? Load as selection. Erase. We'll load as selection. Erase. Merge down. Oh, wait, no, we're erasing. This is all one shape now. All right, Dave, I hope you like it. Thanks, take sip time. Next up is Britney Bailey. I can't help myself. I gotta get rid of all this. Oh, hold on. No, I always forget how to do this. Oh, that's what I wanted. There we go. Woo! Okay. B-R-I-T-T. Double T's again? Come on, Britney. What are we gonna do? I might have to do script to not deal with the double T's again. And I don't know. We'll see if there's anything that makes script make sense. Right now, it's not making sense, so we'll see. But there is double B's, so that's something. Double Y technology. But I don't think there's necessarily anything. Like, there's nothing to even revise from that. I don't know why it lowered the opacity. There's nothing workable there. Let's see. I wonder if we curved the baselines and did scripts, maybe that would help with something. Like something like this could possibly be cool. The issue is that L comes up too high. Let's see. Can we do something with this? So if like the L was in this space here, I think I mean that lower, the B situation is ridiculous, but there might be something workable from this. I think what's weird now is like this is on a straight line and this is not. So I think if we try to be more intentional with these curves, Skippy, you said your brain is not used to coffee anymore, so the squirrels are raving hard. And I don't know if that answers anything, to be honest. The squirrels in your brain? Are you talking about brain squirrels? Ignore how bad that lower B is right now because we have bigger issues. We have bigger issues at hand. But you gotta solve one problem at a time. That's what I always say. AJ said brain scrolls from ADHD. I have them too. Oh, okay. Yes, I get it now. Reinventing Renee, you said, do you have a video that talks through the things you're doing with Dave's name? Probably. I have a whole playlist on like lettering stuff, and I'm sure I do something similar. The technique that's like sort of block lettering, but just using a bigger shape. So maybe if you look for something in one of my videos where I mentioned block lettering, that's like the same sort of process where you're like carving out of the shape. All right, let's tighten this up. And fix issues as we go, because it's a little bit of a mess right now. But we don't want it to be too perfect, so let's see what we can do. I'm gonna start with the problem areas. One thing is this like Y area. Ooh. Can't believe I got that to line up perfectly. I'm not satisfied with that first B yet, so I want to just try to... I think there was just too many loops there. Okay, this is one that just wants to be knocked out of a shape. So we're going to do that. Skippy said, you can't tell if I dislike double T's or drawing the name Chris more. You know, that's a tough one. Double T's, if I'm not doing script, are a pain. Also, the letter P. Anything that like makes a big negative space between two letters, it's not satisfying to me. Because I like to fit things together. All right, cool. I hope you like that, Britney Bailey. This was fun. I gotta go. I do a live stream next Friday and new video on Tuesday. And if you didn't see the bonus videos this week, go watch them now. Especially the playlist video, because YouTube thinks that that is the worst video I've ever made in my life, and I think it's a pretty good video. So I'll see you soon. Thank you all so much, and good talk and high five.